Back now in Race for the White House from San Francisco tonight. I'm joined now by the former mayor of this great city, Willie Brown. Mr. Mayor, terrific to have you here.
Nice to be here as well.
Nice to be in your city.
Yes.
You wrote this about Governor Palin being a game changer in the San Francisco Chronicle on Sunday, and I'll put it up on the screen for our viewers to see. Thanks to Sarah Palin, this is no longer a contest between Barack Obama and John McCain. It's between brother Barack and sister Sarah, rock star versus rock star, inexperience versus inexperience, newcomer versus newcomer, change versus change. His change is East Coast intellectual. Her change is NASCAR. The Democrats have got to get to the core of this new campaign. It's not a pretty thought, but somehow Democrats must plant in voters' minds that given McCain's age and his health history, he might not make it through the term if he's elected, which is obviously an awful thought. But from a tactical point of view, you're suggesting that they should be focusing on Governor Palin?
Well, they literally have to make sure that they run against John McCain, and they have to do so on the basis that Barack Obama is better qualified to be the president. They cannot continue to take on Sarah. She's in a position where, as a rock star, you don't really ever get to the core or to the substance. However, Democrats got a real lucky break. The day that Lehman Brothers said uncle, the day that Merrill Lynch said near uncle, and the day that AIG said help, everybody focused their attention on those three ailing giants and gave Democrats an opportunity to get back on track. Let's hope they stay there.
Well, so how does Barack Obama exercise some real ownership over an issue that he has not? I'm talking about the economy. He has not established a sort of confidence and the connection with voters to give him a sizable lead in the polls over McCain on this particular issue, even if it's an issue that favors Democrats.
He has to literally make people believe, and make Democrats in particular believe, that he has the answer to their job loss. He has the answer to their threatened 401k plans. He has an answer to their health plan that's about to be wiped out by some insurance takeover. He literally has to say, I am going to see that your house is no longer foreclosed on, and they're going to have to believe it. So his geniuses, and believe me, he has a cadre of people who really did Hillary in. They beat Hillary at her own game on the campaign trail. I suspect that when they put their heads together, they can do the same to John McCain.
I want to switch gears a little bit. At an event in Iowa yesterday, Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius was asked why Obama and McCain are so close in the polls, and she said that, in fact, race is a factor, telling voters this, quote, I think that the notion that, quote, by the way, have any of you noticed that Barack Obama is part African-American, end quote, I think that is for a number of people difficult. All the code language, all that doesn't show up in the polls, and that may be a factor for some people. How big of a factor?
It is a very big factor. We went through that out here 20 years ago in a race involving Tom Bradley versus George Deukmejian. And the Bradley factor is the way we call it in California. That factor is there. The Obama campaign has known that from day one. They made sure that Obama did not reiterate his blackness anywhere during the course of the primary. They really wanted to assert his qualifications, and they did a spectacular job. They also knew that on the question of race, black people would be so proud of the fact that there was potentially a black president, they wouldn't ask anything of him. They would simply come out in numbers and support him. Bill Clinton ran into that on Hillary's behalf in South Carolina.
But that was in the primary, and they got over it in the primaries. But now in the course of the general election, does he have to address this head on in some way to answer people's concerns? Or are these voters who are going to make race a factor simply beyond him?
They're going to make race a factor no matter what. He's just got to accept the fact that they're out there, and he can't ever allow himself to be put aside and start dealing with that. It's too small of an issue from his total standpoint. However, David, there are now some 12 million African Americans who are 18 years of age and over, unregistered. If he runs or has somebody for him run an operation with the NAACP and other organizations like that on voter registration, absentee ballot programs, he energizes the black church without ever allowing it to be shown on national television. He could very well change the nature of the end result by expanding the number of people who actually vote for the first time. Right. And I think that's exactly what he will do.
Mayor, as you know, I love everything about this great city of San Francisco except for one thing. As a native of L.A., I still have to say, go Dodgers. Go all the way.
Well, this year, I'm actually for the Dodgers. When they got Ramirez, that said to me that, in fact, this guy is where he should be. And this year, we are in training stages. We're not playing real baseball. So I'm for the Dodgers this year.
All right. Glad to hear it. Mayor Willie Brown, thank you very much.